where the fish are coming. Everybody, let's rock on. Cast, cast, cast. Retrieve, 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 retrieve. Wave to the joggers and surfers to fish the beach. Beach, beach, beach. Oi, oi, oi.
We're going to go out and have a look at Malabar Beach. See the structures in play around Malabar. Just seeing what's around us. From an air perspective, I know that when we come to the beach, we can look down straight on the beach and have a look at what we've got around us. But let's have a look from the air to see what we can actually see, the structures and the type of places where we can fish at Malabar. Very, very interesting that we have a look around and gauge what we've got in front of us. You'll see it's a few ways. It doesn't have rips or undertows, but it's still a dangerous beach. Any beach is dangerous. But again, you're having a look now at the different types of structures that we have just off the beach here. So you're looking at the rocks, where predominantly you may get some bream that will come in, or tarwine, trevally, which come around in this area through here. And we go around and we have a look at the beach itself, is that it goes into a pocket of sand. So that pocket of sand is where we will target hopefully some whiting and some more bream as well. Again, there's no rips or currents through here. It's a high or low tide. And you're looking at this here now where I'll be casting with a light weight and trying to reach these areas just out through another 50, 60 metres out, even closer, to try and get some fish in this area. Noticeably, if you do fish off the rocks down here, it's in Randwick Council, so you do need a life jacket. So just be careful if you do fish off the rocks. They're pretty stringent on that there. Again, I'm fishing off the beach and looking at this area through here. Not a bad area if you know how to fish. Predominantly, it's on a big storm event. Well, a big storm event, you fish Malabar Beach. Okay, not rocks, the beach. And you're using a very light ball sinker because, again, you can see through the structure here, these rocks, you might get a few snags, well and truly. So a light ball sinker. When we go, I'll be targeting that area through here we're looking at through there. Just casting out a very light ball closer to the beach. Obviously, I'm taking you out a little bit further. There's two boat ramps in the area. The one that you're looking at now is a club, Malabar Boat Owners, which you can join. Just have to look that on the website. You can join that club. There's a public ramp on the other side as well. We're going to come across now, if you decide to fish off these rocks where you're casting. Again, you're looking at the sand pockets again in this area, and the rocks that are coming out from Bay Parade, where the car's going through there now and casting in. So again, you've got two rocks and scattered sand, and also a little bit of sand just on that front area through there where we'll be casting and having a go. I like it when I fish it rough conditions, but that's me. We're going to come down there, hit this early in the morning. I'm coming down to film this so I can just show you what it looks like. We're lucky to have the Shag eye up and going. It's taken me a while to get it, but we've got Shag eye. And it'll give you a different perspective of the different areas that surrounds. There's a bit of parking along there, but it's all timed, so you need to be aware of that. Looking at the beach in the summertime, very busy. So again, I would be looking at doing this only in the morning and the afternoon when the beach is closed. It has got lifeguards. And you're looking at now look at that splattering of rocks and sand. You know, a nice bait out through there. I think we're going to get a few takers. Won't be fishing in that really rocky area through here at the moment. I'll be fishing just more centered in on the beach on the sand. But we'll work the beaches and see what it can produce for us. If you've got any questions or anything, let me know, and I can get back to you. We're looking at the other side of the area through the rocks through there. Again, you wouldn't be casting on there. Not my cup of tea. In close, again, I want to work the beach area. Hope you're having a good look. A Shag eye, very, very interesting. And we'll bring more of these to you at a later date. Well, good morning, shaggers. We're here at Malabar. We've finally made it down here, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so we're at the break of the sunrise. And you see that we're fishing on the centre of the beach. Now today it's a high tide going to a low. Forecast is about 36 degrees with a storm in the afternoon. And as per the aerial shots, you've probably seen that I've centered myself here in the middle of the beach. So right here. So if you look back at the drone footage, this is where the rock formation actually falls off, goes into the sand, a bit of scattered rock, and then we've got more sand over here. Now, I've thrown out a worm and a bit of mullet to put out here to see if we can catch anything. I'm in the water, it's pretty warm water. We're hopefully going to get something. Again, I don't hold out much hope for fishing off the beach off Malabar. It really gets flogged for spearfishers and everything all the way through in here. You do catch the occasional fish off the reefy areas through there for the light ball sinker. But again, we're going more predominantly on the sand. It's the first cast. And we'll put it out there, and if not, we'll just move more over to the right to sort of fish more on the sand. The flies are coming, which is a good sign for summer. Make sure when you're fishing on the beaches that you slip, slop, slap, because we all get sunburned, especially on the hands. You know what, we put everything on the face and the legs, but nothing on the hands. And we'll see what this can produce this morning. We'll give it 2 hours like we normally do. And if it's going well, we'll go into 3. But at this stage, it's very, very quiet down the beach. No users, nothing as yet. I'd expect that some people will be coming down the beach very, very shortly to start swimming off the beach, where we may have some conflict because of how the size of the beach and where you can go. The sand is very coarse at Malabar so compared to the other beaches, the eastern suburbs. The finer sands, the more grittier sands through here. I don't know what your opinion is on that with the grit size of the sands. As you can see, there's no rip or anything through there. We're well and truly fishing just the sandy areas to see if there's anything out there that comes closest to the beach. Stand by. Okay, so we've got a bit of a sunrise here now at Malabar. And a few little bites, but not a lot at this stage. I have to say that it's very quiet, but again, we're waiting for the low tide to get in and have a little bit of water movement from those rocks into this area through here. As I was saying before, Malabar is an unusual beach in the sense that no rips, currents all the way through. A lot of activity fishing off the rocks, a lot off the beach. Some of the fishers on the reef area there for light ball sinker. And as I was saying previously, you need to be careful just on any fishing on the rocks around here, because you need to wear a life jacket, and the rangers are pretty strict over here at Randwick. They can fine you. And also in the public car park over there, you do have the New South Wales Fisheries sitting up there for hours watching the people going down from the car park fishing around the rocks and doing licence checks and catching the fish or checking the fish that you've caught after walking back to the car park. That happens more than you think, team, so make sure you do have your licence, and make sure you do follow the rules and regulations with anything in relation to catching fish he did at Malabar. Again, very, very quiet. I've had a few, I think there might be toads. I'm working the worm and the mullet on this stage. Not the Clovelly kebab, I can call it Malabar, but we've got something, just little tippers, might be toads. Hoping for something, but at this stage she's looking very, very ominous that the shagger will not produce once again. But it's a day out. Okay, so we're getting a few bites here. You can see on the rod now, and I've centered on this beach and hitting about 35 metres out on the cast. Cast to where that seagull is virtually in line with air, but in front. And starting to pick up a tiny bit, but I think there just might be toads or the shitfish picking. But where the shitfish come, it attracts some other big ones hopefully, so we want them to get a little bit greedy and start to come on a bit. Yeah, but they're little, as I said, I'm getting little tigglers there, and you can hear that all the way. They're all pretty quiet. I'm getting a lot of little small bites, and on the worm, say about 35 metres out. Got a few scuba divers or skin divers hanging around here now. This is what I mean by the beach and its conflicts when you're fishing in a smaller beach like this, like we did Clovelly and now Malabar. You're certainly restricted for what you can do, and to scare the fish off in the bay area because there's no tidal movement, in the sense that there's a rip or undertow which you can do it. So it's not easy. With the later on the day it gets, the more people will come down here, and the fish are very, very timid in this area anyway at the best of times. And as I said, I was fishing about 35-40 metres out just that cast. It's the possibilities of catching something are decreasing by the minutes, because the more people that come down here, I can't force myself on that rocky area through there. If I could go right down to a 0 weight, but I'm casting worm or very, very light ball, but the amount of snags I'll get just in this area through here will be horrendous. And this is the beach, trying to do the beach fishing in this pocket, but you can see again the skin divers are enjoying the fruits of the underwater at the moment and seeing everything. And we'll continue on and see how we go. Dicing with death in just this corner, say about 15 metres out, there's a seaweed bed that goes across. So every time I'm bringing or retrieving something in, we're getting foul hooked on the seaweed. I haven't lost any hooks as yet, but it makes for a magical mystery tour when retrieval. If you come across that, try and lift your rod straight up there and put the weight up high in the surface of the water and bring it in, retrieve it, rather than skull dragging on the bottom. That will hopefully stop you from getting snagged. But yeah, it's happy days in the way of people, and especially when the fish aren't biting. Makes a good common sense for all experience to say, okay, enough's enough. Time to go home, have some wheat bix, do what you have to do. Okay, so we're getting quite a few bites, but they're really small ones. And again, it's coming up to nearly the sun's up there. I think it's now about 7:30, and more people are in the bay coming down to the beach, so we might have to pull stumps up very shortly, because they're all coming down to where swinging across in front of my line, etc, etc. In a small beach, that's what happens. Conflict of users, got to have mutual respect. But on the bigger beaches, you don't really have to worry about it, because the expanse is so big, and you don't swim in the rips. But here there's nothing like that, so it's one open bay, so they swim wherever they like, which is great. But you've got to respect the beaches there for the swimmers as well, just not the fishermen. And use your discretion when you're going to pull up stumps. There's no use hooking someone or getting... I've come to this corner now and pumping in across a little bit. Been unsuccessful on my endeavours so far. You can actually tell that this big storm is brewing. There's a weather alert that's come out on Willy Weather, and everything is so still. Everything is still. No trees are blowing, and it's ready for the big storm. I think it's on its way. It had a little bit of puff this morning, but now everything's really died down. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm right on the border now of my 2 hours where I have to start thinking about going, because these are 2-hour sessions. But yes, it's well and truly calm before the storm. Calm before the storm because, again, I don't think Malabar is produced. I did say that as a big storm event, or a bit of swell, a bit of action, a bit of movement. Very, very quiet here so far. Getting picked off with a lot of small hits, toads I think, out there, and the little tillers had one good hit, but Malabar has not turned it on for me today, and we're just going to wait for the eventuality of this storm and the wind, the big wind to hit, and see what turmoil it can do around the suburbs. Right here, the weed fish. Hey team, that's it. I've done 2.5 hours here at Malabar, and unfortunately I've got the donut for you once again. I apologise for that. We've had numerous bites, small bites, but I've at the end of the allowable time that I do for this series at the moment. Nothing caught. Tried, used mullet, bit of prawn, worm, long shang hooks, small lightweight. Well worth another visit, but within a storm. Okay team, thanks for tuning in. If you've got any questions, just put it in below and I'll answer them all the way through, and we'll get back into down the Maroubra, Bondi, Tamarama and all that, so we can get into some other species. Summer's coming on, the warm weather, we'll get away from that salmon and we can get some good sized whiting for you. Thanks again guys, appreciate you tuning in. So look at Malabar Beach from this level. Lifeguards, showers, bins, toilets, playground, picnic areas for parties, cafe on the corner for takeaway, and just up the road there's chicken shop, burgers, etc, etc. Plenty of parking, Fisherman's Road here. Enjoy Malabar. I didn't catch anything. All good. Shag her out. Okay team, so you'll see what we're using here now is that I've got mullet. And you'll see the mullet here. Now I went to the fish shop and $8.99 for a whole mullet. Now, not bad, and I was actually lazy, so I got them to fillet it for me, so you can see the fillet. And I've cut up a fillet to how I'm going to be using it. So here is the mullet fillet here. Here's the larger knife I'm using. I've flipped this over like this, and I'm cutting these in long strips. Now you're saying, gee, they're a bit too long, Shagger. Well, obviously I'm going to cut them in thirds, okay? And I like to hang it off the bottom of the hook. Mullets are underutilised bait, especially around the eastern suburbs areas. A lot of people go pilchards. And of course, at Malabar, the nature of the beach, which is sand and rock, the species of fish will be a little bit different. And hopefully, the mullet will produce. A lot of the videos lately have been very, very ordinary. But I'll let you have a bit of fun anyway, I suppose, at my expense. I'm not the best fisherman, but I just give it a go, and that's the best thing about it all. So again, I'm going to fillet this, and I'm going to be using worm as well, but I'm actually going to be starting off with strips of mullet to see how we go down at Malabar. If that doesn't work, well, we'll go back to worm. If not, we'll just abandon ship and start again at another beach, because we've done all the beaches and summer's coming, which is a really good sign. It's no more freezing the proverbials off and trying to get these videos to you, but a bit of warmth and daylight saving. So anyway, I'm going to prepare this fillet here. Again, I said I'm just going to be cutting these in strips all the way through here, which is this result, and I'll cut these in thirds or halves and hang them off the hooks so something can actually come up and go it. I like this type of bait. The skin is very firm and it can take the pickers. The pickers pick. Okay, but then it's still around for something else when the interest is drawn to someone to come and absolutely nail it. With the pilchards, it's softer. Okay, I get it. All the little toads, they'll come in there, and all the other small species, they'll just leave the skeleton there. This type of bait is more durable in my opinion. Anyway, let's get on with it and I'll cut this up. So as you can see now, I've chopped them into little baits. Now I'll put that on a long shank hook or a brim hook on the day, but I've got it all ready to go. And from $8.99 mullet bought from the fish shop, filtered, I've now come back and I put it in thin strips, and I've got about 30 baits for $8. Now remember, you can go and catch these too and store. They store really well. And I'm just now going to put it in a Chinese container through here and take it down and refreeze it when I need it. So a very cheap, effective bait for fishing the rock areas around the east or anywhere, you know, that mullet. Remember, the mullet run predominantly out of Botany Bay. Fish eat mullet. So if you do catch a mullet on the beach, a yellow-eyed mullet, keep it, fillet it, and use it for bait, or they're good eating as well. So, but this is a very cheap and effective bait that I use. And you guys probably got better baits than I. Get things going through here, and do it the cheapest way, and effective way that I know, and all the old guys taught me through their generations.
Come in, everybody, let's rock on. Cast, retrieve. Wave to the joggers and surfers to fish the beach.